then. And who the hell are you?
Ja, ich bin Ahmed Scher. Ich bin derjenige, der Johnny Storm den All England Gürtel in Deutschland abgenommen hat. Und heute bin ich hier, um meinen Gürtel auch in England zu verteidigen. Heute, also gib mir mein Match sofort.
Very interesting. Now, because of that little lot, and also because you smell a little, you'd better get yourself into the ring to join the three-way dance.
Okay. Okay.
Raus! Schnell!
Welcome to Frontier Wrestling. I'm Mark Priest, and I'll be your host for another 30 minutes of action. There's Ahmed Scher, the German All England champion, who won the belt just 10 days ago from Johnny Storm in Germany. Ahmed defeated Johnny in a three-way dance, similar to the match he'll be having tonight with Paul Travell and Scottie Rock. I didn't even know Ahmed was in the country, let alone fit to fight these two young contenders here tonight. So we've got ourselves a title match. Ahmed Scher, the German from the GWF Federation, takes on Scottie Rock and Paul Travell, two of our top men in England. Let's see what's going to go down. Paul Travell came here tonight thinking he would be in a #1 contenders match with Scottie Rock for the All England title. It's a belt he badly wants. There's Scottie Rock. He's the bad boy from the East End, the governor. He doesn't care much about belts, except maybe what he could get for it on the black market. They'll be joined by Ahmed Scher, the reigning champion. He's a German fighter. I don't know much about him, but I do know that he's tough enough to beat Johnny Storm, our own All England champion. A German holding the All England belt? What's going on? This is just the kind of craziness you'll find in the FWA. Ahmed up and whipping Paul Travell into the ropes, and a running power slam, taking Travell down. Just a 2 count. Scottie Rock interrupted the count. He needn't have, because Paul Travell kicked out. Fighting spirit shown by Paul Travell early in the match. Scottie Rock running Paul Travell into the corner. These two have met before. Earlier in our series, you may remember that they hooked up in the FWA British title tournament. That match went to a no contest, and their 6-man tag that subsequently was supposed to sort out their feud was won by Travell's team. There's still some bad blood here, and I can tell you they were looking forward to fighting each other tonight. But now there's a wild card in the match, a maverick, an unknown quantity, that being Ahmed Scher. And there he is with a beautiful spinning heel kick, taking Scottie Rock down. Another 2 count, interrupted by Paul Travell. Referee Andrew Coyne has got to be on top of his game tonight. 3 men in a ring is 1 man more than usual, and that extra man usually means trouble, but it also means excitement. Paul taking the right hand to Ahmed Scher, and then an elbow. He's trying to get some dominance in this match, and he's been joined by Scottie Rock. The two Englishmen teaming up against the German, and they're teaming up with great effect. A clothesline and a spinning kick over the top, and Scher looks down. Ahmed Scher, that is, not Scher the singer. Two completely different people. Sidewalk slam on the champion there. Count interrupted by Paul Travell. This is a fast match. It's bam, 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 bam. It's exactly what you expect from the FWA, especially in this All England division. Look at them. They may not be 6'5" and 35 stone, but they're built for speed. They're built for agility. And we see that in spades. And now, Scottie Rock flying over the top and landing on his feet, taking down his 2 opponents. That was amazing from Scottie Rock, the fighting boy from Bethnal Green, showing that he's got what it takes to win this belt. But look, Paul Travell. Oh, slammed her off the top rope, off the top turnbuckle, getting that extra height, which just adds to extra impact. Referee Andrew Coyne ordering the fight back into the ring. He's got authority in this match, and he needs it. Paul Travell listening to the words of the referee. He knows he can't win the match on the outside. He needs to win it on the inside, which is exactly where he was. Plum Duff sitting in the middle of the ring, waiting for Ahmed Shah to knock him down, but he regained enough senses to break up that pin. Ahmed Shah thought he could win the match and get out of here on the first plane back to Germany with his belt intact and his prize money in his pocket. But these two men, Paul Travell and Scottie Rock, have got other ideas. Travell taken down with a pancake manoeuvre. Scottie Rock now going to the top. He's got the wind in his sails. He's got a rush of blood through his head. A flying crossbody. 1, 2. Kick out on 2. I thought Scottie Rock was going to win the belt there. Scottie Rock, remember, was the old champion way before this belt was instituted. He was given a belt of sorts by Victoria to replace the one that he had for street fighting. However, he lost it in his very first defence to Johnny Storm, the man who, remember, lost to Ahmed Shah. It all goes round in circles. Will Scottie Rock beat Ahmed Shah again to complete the circle? Stranger things have happened in the FWA, but I wouldn't bet on it here tonight because Ahmed Shah looks in devastating form. A somersault leg drop and a twist in there as well. If this were diving, he would have got a 5.6 or above, I'm sure. Scottie Rock sending the champion in. Wheelbarrow manoeuvre, blocking it, trying to find a headlock, elbows to the back of the head. He's trying to break out of the wrist lock. Sunset flip, German suplex, all men taken down. What kind of pin was that? The ref was counting. I'm not sure whose shoulders were down. I was sure then it was Ahmed Shah's. There's Paul Travell with the PT bone suplex. But Scottie Rock means that Travell can't capitalise on that. Instead, Travell has to deal with Scottie Rock. The unique nature of the three-way dance means things are never that easy. Oh! Over the top, front face slam by Paul Travell, taking Scottie Rock down. But look, once again, Travell can't capitalise. He has to go after Ahmed Shah. A Hurricane Rana from Paul Travell. Paul Travell went for another Hurricane Rana there, but Ahmed Shah countered it with a powerbomb. It's a wreckage there. There's bodies flying, bodies lying, bodies all over the place as Ahmed Shah, the reigning All England champion, goes to the top rope. Paul Travell hits the rope. Ahmed Shah has been crotched. His German jewels driven down onto the top turnbuckle. Scottie Rock goes up, a flying Hurricane Rana off the top rope, and Paul Travell with the bloodshot splash. Somebody cover the champion. He's right for the taking, but no, Paul Travell was a fisherman suplex, and now he covers Ahmed Shah. A 3 count. We've got a new champion. Paul Travell is the new All England champion. Scottie Rock looked like he got a bang to the head from the Hurricane Rana he delivered on Ahmed Shah. That allowed Paul Travell to come in and take advantage. Paul Travell is the new All England champion. Let's take a look back at this match. There's the bloodshot splash. And here it goes. A fisherman's suplex on top of Paul Travell. He makes the 3 count. But let's go back and have a look at what's been happening with Victoria de Montfort and her mysterious caller.
Montfort. Hello? Hello? Damn you! Stop calling me! Just leave me alone! Is, Mr. Scarlett there? Right. Can you tell him that Mr. Montfort called? Yes. And could you tell him that I need to speak to him as soon as possible? Yes. Thank you. Bye.
Well, how many are Scarlett? And I solve problems.
Oh, nice to meet you. Oh, boy, do I have a problem.
Right, about this problem. Tubing's on in tonight. Like, who is the caller? Is he connected? Would the screen guard prevent missing? You know, a bit of background information that might be relevant.
Well, I don't really know anything. I mean, I've got suspicions, but nothing's definite. I'm not sure.
What this needs is something different. This needs, let's say, a vulgar show of something.
I could put you in the ring.
Terrified of the phone calls she's been getting, Victoria called in Dino Scarlo, a mysterious enforcer, a former wrestler we learned, and he got into the ring against young rookie Ian De Silva and all but murdered him. Could this be the man that we thought would save us? Could this be the man that Victoria trusted to get the work done, to save her from whoever was making the mysterious and frankly terrifying telephone calls? I was full of hope, and I know I wasn't the only one in the FWA. But if this is to be the only hope we've got, how much worse could the problem be? If Dino Scarlo is to be the enforcer, have we lost all hope? Talking of enforcers, we might need him next, because coming up is Scott Parker versus Drew McDonald.
Yes? Look, I told you. No! Look, I can't, okay?
You know the best thing to do here, don't you? To make it easier for me, because I can't keep watching you all the time. You know, let me deal with this on my own.
Well, what are you suggesting?
Take a holiday. Look, let them think that you've handed over to me to run. And hopefully they'll get in touch and possibly try and put the threatenings on me. And that way I can flush him out.
Well, if you think that's the best way.
Trust me. I've done this before.
Back to tonight, there's the mysterious monster Drew McDonald. He'll face Scott Parker after the break. Can Scott survive?
Did you really think you were going to intimidate me, Drew McDonald? Did you really think so? You come out here and challenge me, solid dog Scott Parker, to a falls count anywhere match? What were you expecting? I was just going to turn and run? I don't think so. I'm going to see you out there, I'm going to give you the 24 count beating you know you deserve, then you'll know why I'm worth my weight in solid gold.
Welcome back to Frontier Wrestling, and have we got a match up for you? Standing in the ring is Drew McDonald, the mysterious monster who appeared on this telecast last week and challenged that man there, solid gold Scott Parker, to a match in that very ring. What are his motives? Why is he here? We don't even know. Drew McDonald is a veteran, a master of the game. What can he possibly want with Scott Parker? I'm sure we're going to find out over the next 15 minutes or so of action that we've got in the remaining TV time this week. There's Scott Parker. He's trying to work out weaknesses from his opponent, looking into those eyes. But looking into the eyes of Drew McDonald must be like looking into the abyss. Scott Parker calling on the crowd. He needs all kinds of help. Drew McDonald, look at him. He's a monster. He's a huge man. As I said before, he's a veteran. He's about as old school as they come. He's been wrestling for 20 years. In those years, we've seen him up and down the country, turning back. Every challenge he's ever faced, he tagged with the legendary Giant Haystacks. They formed a formidable Scottish partnership. He's beaten them all and enjoyed doing it. He's crippled more men than polio. That's his catchphrase. At one time, it actually came true with poor old Mad Dog Joe DeCurso in 1984. But let's not talk too much about that. Let's talk about tonight. Scott Parker versus Drew McDonald. If Drew McDonald is old school, then Scott Parker is new school. He embodies everything the FWA is about. Can that be what Drew McDonald is here for? Can he be here to try and destroy the FWA? If so, what have we done letting him through our doors? Have we made a mistake? Perhaps the kind of mistake we've made letting Dino Scarlo in through the door. Dino Scarlo, remember, we saw before the break advising Commissioner Victoria de Montfort to take a holiday, to get away from the mysterious, threatening phone calls she's been receiving from an as-yet unidentified source. Scarlo has insisted that he will take control while Victoria is away. I can't help but believe that after last week, after we saw Dino Scarlo take young Ian De Silva apart, that we might have made a big mistake there, a huge mistake, letting Dino Scarlo take over the running of the FWA in Victoria de Montfort's absence. She's away on holiday, and right now, Scott Parker must be wishing he was away on holiday too, because he's throwing everything at Drew McDonald, and nothing seems to be working. Drew taking a break on the outside, preserving that energy, and let's say by the look of him, he needs it, and oh my word, Scott Parker sailing over the top, taking Drew McDonald down. This is a Falls Count Anywhere contest. There was a 2 count on the floor there. Senior referee Steve Linsky noticing the count, counting to 2, but Scott Parker couldn't keep Drew McDonald down. McDonald may look as though he's not in the best of shape. It's 20 years of ring wars and more besides. He's an ex-paratrooper. He was in the Scots Guards. He's been in fights all over the world, and not all of them within the 4 ropes of a wrestling ring, let me tell you. And now he's taking it to Scott Parker. He does everything at his own slow, deliberate pace. Scott Parker may have thought that his game plan coming into this match would be to speed things up, to wear the Scotsman out. But look, it's done no good at all, because as fast as Scott Parker wants to go, Drew McDonald drags it right back down to his own pace. The fans getting right behind Solid Gold Scott Parker, and he's going to need them. He's gasping for breath as Drew McDonald is pushing every bit of air out of his body, out of the weak, or so Drew would claim, frame of Scott Parker. Drew McDonald is a real man. Look at Scott Parker. He's just a girl next to Drew McDonald. I'm sure that those are the thoughts going through Drew McDonald's mind, and any fans that may be at ringside supporting the Scotsman. I can't see any, but you never know. They're a strange lot here at the FWA. Oh! How must it have felt to be Scott Parker lying down on the mat when the last thing you see before blinding pain gets driven through your shoulder is the face of that man there. Drew McDonald asking the fans, is this it? He wants to know, is this all the FWA's got? Let me tell you, Drew, Scott Parker is a hell of a man. He's a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of an athlete. He takes a licking and comes back kicking. But I don't know if he can get up from the beating he's taking today. Already a welt is coming up on Scott Parker's body, on his ribs, on the left-hand side of his body. Remember, those ribs were broken just 2 months ago by Doug Williams, the vicious shot shortly before Williams beat Scott Parker for the FWA title belt. Scott Parker has been wrestling against doctor's orders ever since, but he's a strong one. He's a fighter. He's got the courage needed to overcome a monster. Oh, that's just uncalled for. That is out of order. Look at you, Mr. McDonald. I hope your mother's ashamed. What you're doing is adding insult to injury. And yes, fight back, Scott. Come on, fight back. But it's having no effect. It's not even staggering the big Scotsman. He's taken Parker down again. And another kick to those ribs. Scott Parker has got to be in enormous pain. If Scott Parker is running on anything at the moment, it's pure adrenaline. But he won't give up. I know Scott Parker. He won't give up to Drew McDonald. I don't know why McDonald is here. Oh, again. A drop kick attempt by Scott Parker, swatted away. Drew McDonald is looking awesome here. I was about to say, I don't know why he's here or who brought him in, but he's going for a table. This is a Falls Count Anywhere match. That means there is no disqualification. Pinfalls count anywhere in the building and anything goes. And Drew McDonald has introduced yet another deadly object into the play. The previous deadly object has been his own body and the area surrounding the ring, but now there's a table in the ring, and as we've seen so many times before, tables in wrestling aren't for putting things on, they're for putting people through. There's a few light cheers in the crowd, obviously from masochists, sadists. They just want to see pain, and there's some more pain. They want to see someone go through that table, and they don't care who it is. I hope it's Drew McDonald. I hope Scott Parker can fight back, but at the moment, it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look anything like it. Drew McDonald insulting Scott Parker with words as well as fists now. He's really taking it to the young pup. Scott Parker may be the best we have in the FWA, but at the moment that best is looking a poor second best to Drew McDonald. This is the old school way of doing things, it seems. Coming in, invading, taking over. Again, why is Drew McDonald here? Dino Scarlo is the enforcer, so it seems, of the FWA, the new sheriff in town. Why isn't he out here trying to stop this? He's old school too. He's from the days when wrestling was a household word in England. Why isn't he stopping this man called Drew McDonald? A man he surely must have crossed paths with way back in the good old days, the glory days of wrestling. Why isn't he out here trying to put a stop to this? But no, Drew McDonald is there. He's laid Scott Parker out on a table. He's going to the top rope. Surely that's not advisable. A man that big going to the top rope. Think of the impact that will be caused when he drives Scott Parker. No, Scott's up, and Drew's down through the table. It's a 3 count. Scott Parker has beaten Drew McDonald. Scott Parker and the table have beaten Drew McDonald. But look, McDonald's up again. Even the impact of being driven through a table couldn't keep the Highlander from hell down. Drew McDonald is up again. Scott Parker may have won the match, but he's not going to... That's the referee! The referee's supposed to be keeping order. How can he keep order when he's lying on the floor on the outside? There's Dino Scarlo. Dino, you're the enforcer. Get in there. Stop Drew McDonald. Stop what he's doing. What? I'm speechless. Drew McDonald has attacked senior referee Stephen Gill. Oh, that's just reckless. He's nearly hit the fans in the crowd, and no, he can't. Oh, sweet baby Jesus! I heard those ribs break, and again! He's taking the cricket back to Scott Parker. Ring the bell, get some help out here. Dino Scarlo has gone wild again, and ow! I felt the impact of Willow on head. Scott Parker's head driven between steel and a cricket bat, and it's a 2-man mugging. Dino Scarlo, you're the new man. You were a hope, and now look, you're no hope at all. Drew McDonald and Dino Scarlo. Maybe it was Dino who brought Drew McDonald in. He's destroyed his own weapon of power, his own weapon of destruction. He doesn't need it now. Scott Parker is destroyed. Scott Parker is down. And if Scott Parker is down, is the FWA down too? The old school, Dino Scarlo and Drew McDonald, they're from the old school way of doing things. They've completely attacked, they've murdered, they've raped the new school. Scott Parker is lying broken in the middle of the ring. Dino Scarlo and Drew McDonald have done an enormous... I'm lost for words. They've totally destroyed Solid Gold Scott Parker. I'm disgusted. Drew McDonald, his job is done. He came to the FWA with one thing in mind, to destroy Scott Parker. But I get the feeling this is only the first chapter. Now he calls for the mic. He's got something to say. I'll listen to what he's got to say, and I'll see you next week.